right here on WCCO Radio. And it's 3:07 on CCO.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by American Cancer Society. You got some slowdowns on westbound 494 Pilot Knob Road across the Minnesota River Bridge. 212 westbound jammed up as you move past 494 crosstown eastbound. You got your slowdowns there as you make it between Tracy and over to Cedar Avenue. The American Cancer Society is making strides against breast cancer by walking in celebration of courage and hope. Are you ready to join the largest, most impactful breast cancer movement in the country? Join today by signing up at Making Strides Walk.
I do love that they gave
Peterson, News Talk 830
title at Mall of America.
You have trees to trim or need tree removal.
I like it.
Call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Line Company on B&M Tree Service.
Oh, so he's
1-800-569-9034. Or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
He had good energy.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by B&M Tree Service. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Like the song from the Cranberries, that smoke will linger overnight tonight. In fact, the air quality alert continues till 9 a.m. tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, a few isolated showers possible. 68 the overnight low. More sunshine tomorrow with a high near 82. Should match that on Wednesday with a partly cloudy sky. It does get humid Thursday into the weekend, and we do have chances of rain Friday into the weekend.
Mostly cloudy right now, 80 degrees at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Deep fried news on a stick. Make plans now to see Minnesota's radio station at the Great Minnesota Get Together. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Days away, right?
You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRUSH. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRUSH.
All right, I am bracing myself for your reaction, but I am not entirely upset at President Trump sending in the National Guard to try to settle down crime in D.C. In a time where we don't have enough police officers at pretty much every agency around the nation, why not use National Guard members to do some security and to help when things flare up in our cities? Washington, D.C. makes sense because the president has some legal authority to go do that. I don't know that he has legal authority to do that on a state level. But I'm not that upset about it. 651-461-9226. Love to hear your reaction in really an unprecedented move today. And I will say, what makes the reason I say I'm not that mad about it is because if you strip out the all of the meaning behind it and the logic behind it and the conversation behind it, you're like, a lot of this is nonsense. I do think the way we talk about crime in this country is sort of ridiculous. We get we pick whatever side we're on, and then we just pick that data. So if you are on the side of the Democrats who run most of the major cities in America, you correctly look at, all right, we're looking at year over year. Crime is down, and it is down. In Washington, D.C., it's down. We've talked about how most categories of violent crime are down in Minneapolis and St. Paul. But there also are, well, first of all, there's a reality that nobody cares that crime is down from last year. The average person does not care. What the average person is comparing it to is what it was like before the pandemic. So to me, that is really the only comparison that I think from a policy standpoint, when you're asking regular people, do you feel safe? Do you not feel safe? Most people are not comparing year over year. They're comparing pre-COVID and post-COVID. And if crime is up compared to what it was pre-COVID, people feel unsafe. we've talked on this show about the vibes about crime outweighing the data. And once again today, showing why President Trump and the Republicans are going to continue to win in the ballot box, because they are talking to an issue that I believe regular people care about. And when you get buried into the year-over-year data, that's just not how most of us are experiencing what it feels like in a safety perspective in coming to our cities. It just isn't. We're not comparing year over year. Yes, I want it to be down year over year. Yes, I want you to drop 30% from last year, but I mostly care what it was like before COVID and what it is like today. Now, Donald Trump did say this earlier today.
Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
All right, now it makes it harder to say that I'm okay with the idea. I mean, Donald Trump, nuance is not the brand, is it? I don't believe that is the situation in Washington, D.C. But what's different, is crime out of control? I think we can engage on that question if you guys want to. To me, that is not the main question. I think the question is crime worse today? Do we have enough police officers? Are we doing enough about it? And I think most of us would say no. I would say no. Let's go to the phones. Julie's in Minneapolis, 651-461-9226. Julie, what do you think about the president calling in the National Guard in D.C.?
Well, I appreciate, first of all, you giving me a good giggle, a good laugh.
Thank you.
roving
That's
mob.
pretty good. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, he was reading that, so whoever wrote that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, isn't he always the master of all media? Wasn't he called that even years ago? You know what? There was a press conference of sorts. Not one reporter asked about Jeffrey Epstein.
That's not true. No, that's not true. On his
really,
he walked out. He walked out of the room as they were asking about that. No surprise, but they did. They did ask. They did ask.
Anyway, he is a master at diverting attention, regardless of what it is. And you're right. I guess crime is done. But this is we've got 3.5 more years of a sideshow of reality, a reality TV show. It's too bad the stakes are so high. But personally, I agree with the so-called experts that say it's all about diverting attention away from Epstein and, also the fact that the billionaires have got our bucks. I just got to can I make a quick comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, my friend just retired. It took her 2 or 3 months, and she still hasn't gotten her check yet. She tried to retire, okay?
Right.
I have another friend that retired way back in 2018. She went down and talked to the lady in 20 minutes. She said, okay, and she had her check within 2 weeks. So my friend that's been trying to retire for 2.5 months, she doesn't even know when she's going to get her check yet, but at least they said yes to her. So yeah, I would say to those people, it's about diverting attention from that type
I
of
agree.
thing.
I do agree with that. Thanks, Julie. Appreciate the call. I do think that we have seen thing after thing after thing thrown at the wall to try to get us to talk about anything other than Epstein. And I think it's largely been pretty effective. I don't think Epstein has totally gone away, but it's gone away. Not totally. Howard's in Minneapolis. You're on the CCO Talk and Text line. Howard, would you want the National Guard called in to our city, into Minneapolis?
I'm a U.S. Army veteran. We took an oath to defend the U.S. Constitution from enemies, foreign and domestic. Using the National Guard in domestic arenas is not what we're trained for. A 2-star general warned the Senate Judiciary not to use the military in this way, We've lost 17 National Guard in Texas that committed suicide because of what they went through.
Well, we use National Guard for flooding, natural disasters,
humanitarian.
Yeah,
not policing.
Not policing.
Our military belongs overseas, not domestically.
Thanks, Howard. I appreciate it. I think that is for sure how traditionally it's been used. That's maybe how it should continue to be used. I don't know. I do think. No, I would not advocate for like a permanent takeover, but a 30-day deployment when you have a flare-up, I don't know. I can be convinced that I'm crazy on this, but I think most of us want to feel safer. Milt is in Minneapolis. Milt, thanks for calling CCO. What is your reaction? Would you want to see?
Yeah, I'm a military veteran. I'm 72. I was with the Marines, and this is exactly what needs to be done to send the message. Because we had that summer of love and all those riots and all this stuff that happens. This shows that we're not going to take this crap anymore. And we need a strong leader like that just, like even the Iranian situation, that put that to bed real fast. It put to bed the border and, all the stuff that he's done. But yeah, this just sends a message that we're not going to take this crime and goofiness.
Do you think so? My only fear on this, because I'm inclined to agree with you, like I'm just not as upset about this as others are. Obviously, if this becomes this city and then another city and another city, and you have the federal government taking over local municipalities and policing, I have concerns about that. But my only fear on this is if you're an 18-year-old thinking about, or a 21-year-old or whatever, thinking about joining the National Guard, if part of the gig becomes like, well, you got to go respond to gang violence, do you think people would that sort of get some people not to sign up?
Why do you think that the sign up is even greater right now, that people want to be involved in this? And when you see National Guard guys, most people I go up to them and talk to them and say, hey, and I tell them what I did in the military. You know what? I'm super proud of it. This needs to be done to send a message that people are afraid to go places. And the guard stuff is not going to scare the normal, regular type person,
Thanks, Milt. I appreciate it. Gene, stand by. More calls, more texts, 651-461-9226. And would you want to see this in Minneapolis? We'll talk about it as we continue on Drive Time.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I am so grateful to the team at Terrene Dermatology for trusting me to share their story here on CCO Radio. And I'm so grateful for so many of you who have gone to visit Dr. Mohiba Terrene and her team at Terrene Dermatology. It's Jason for the Terrene team. They are the all-stars of skincare. Reach out at Terrene Dermatology. They will get you in within 3 weeks. And I say that not because it's just some kind of advertising gimmick, but it's a real mission of Dr. Mohiba Terrene, who is my dermatologist, to make sure that people come and get that skin checkup, that they don't have to suffer with eczema or acne, that they can come in and new patients, there's room on the books. Terrene Dermatology has been growing like crazy. More and more communities coming online with the Terrene Clinic, and that is great news for you. So go check them out today. Roseville is where I go. Alyssa goes there, my kids, my in-laws. They're new in Lakeville, new in Lindstrom. They're in Farmington. They're in Eagan and Hudson. Those 5 are new. 9 locations. You can book online at Terrene Dermatology, Tareen, dermatology.com, or you can call one phone number, get you to all of these locations at 651-633-6883.
Advantage Seamless Gutters is now Advantage Home Pros. New look, same pros. Still locally owned and now taking care of all your gutter and roofing needs. Don't spend your weekends on a ladder cleaning your gutters when you could be spending time with family and planning that summer trip. Trust your local gutter pros, Advantage Home Pros. Now your local custom roofing pros. With the highest quality workmanship and materials, our trained, knowledgeable local pros can handle it all. Trust the pros. AdvantageHomePros.com.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
612 Saturdays are back at Target Field. Enjoy $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food when gates open.
I'm from the 952. Can I enjoy 612 Saturdays?
The 952 is welcome.
I'm from the 218.
218, 651. Everyone is welcome at 612 Saturdays.
I'm from the 313. How about me?
That's Detroit.
Yeah.
Sure. Enjoy the weekend wind-up with 612 Saturdays presented by Carbliss. $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food. When we're together, the Twins rise as one. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH.
Pathetic, but entertaining.
That's pathetic, but entertaining.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
We can get in the weeds on crime data, but the fact is, I think if you were to ask most people, look at our community. We don't know what Washington, D.C. And I've looked at all sorts of data today. The real answer is it's complicated. Some stuff up, some stuff down, all of it worse from pre-pandemic, all of it way better from the same time here in Minneapolis when we have Murder-apolis, right? Like the late 80s through the mid-90s. Violent crime, murders way, way, way down from that time. But memories are short. A great question on our live stream on Facebook. How safe is safe enough? Now, all of this conversation assumes that President Donald Trump is acting in the way he's saying he's acting, that the motivation is to get crime out of under control. Do we believe that that is his motivation? That's a different topic. Let's go to Doug in Wayzata. Doug, you're on CCO. Would you, imagine coming into Minneapolis, coming to a Vikings game or a Twins game or coming out to dinner, and maybe you'd see a National Guard Humvee sitting at, Washington and Hennepin. Would that make you feel better, or would that make you feel concerned about like this militaristic response?
Well, first of all, thanks for taking my call. Yeah, it would make me feel a little bit concerned. And also what I'd like to do is the two gentlemen that just called you, thank you for your service to our country. My politics are more conservative than not, but 40 years of my business life, I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East, in Central America,
and also into a number of African countries. And I can tell you personally, going into some of these cities, it was a very, very different feeling seeing soldiers in military combat uniforms as opposed to their police. So yeah, it does send a message. It sends a message that there's something wrong. And yeah, people that break the law, they need to be prosecuted. And sometimes I think in Minneapolis/Minnesota, criminals are not they're not given.
Well, Doug,
some of
one of the things the mayor of Washington, D.C. said today is that the federal government really could be helpful in D.C. if they would send more prosecutors and more judges, because the criminal justice system for Washington, D.C. is also controlled really by the federal government. So more boots on the ground from a National Guard perspective, okay. But what are they going to do with all of these extra people, assuming there are extra people who get arrested? So that's the other part of this equation where we fixate on the police response, but you still need tough prosecutors, tough judges, all of that stuff.
It's a fur ball, no doubt about it. But when you take a look at soldiers that, they're trained for certain missions, and you can't put a soldier into a classroom for a week and say, okay, here are now our brand new rules of engagement.
Right.
After you've trained them for months and years, this is how you engage an enemy.
Yeah. It's a really good. That's a great point, Doug. Thank you. Gene is in Maplewood. Gene, you're on CCO. What's your reaction to this?
Well, just like Doug, I want to thank the veterans for their service. I mean, that's awesome. I think that President Bush, I'm sorry, President Trump is looking at a problem that doesn't exist. The mayor is saying that the crime has gone down, and putting these armed people in there is not good at all. And what concerns me is that it's going to start there and go to other places, and he's doing something that he's doing without being asked by the city. That's wrong. You don't just go in there and say, I'm going to do something. He's being a bully. I'm sorry, but that's what he's being, is a bully. And I just want to thank you for putting this question out. Thank you so much, Jason. I really like the CCO radio. Thank you.
Thanks, Gene. I appreciate it. Part of the challenge in all of these discussions is that if you want to, you can believe what you want about crime stats, right? So like murder gets the most attention. I'll be honest, I am 0% worried that I'm going to get murdered when I come to Minneapolis or DC or Chicago or any other city. I'm just not. I don't want murders, but that is not my number one concern. I think carjackings post-COVID has been much more of a concern. If you look in Washington, D.C., over the last 12 months, there have been 392 carjackings. Now go back to 2019. There were about 140 over a 12-month period. So you're looking at more than double the carjackings. So is violent crime down? Yes. More than double the carjackings? That is significant. And that's some of the stuff with police shortages. I think that it just gets harder for them. Now, is the Guard going to be able to do something about that? I don't know. Let's go to Ed and Edina. You get the last word, Ed. Thanks for listening and thanks for calling in. What do you think?
Well, I wish we had it in Minneapolis now. I went to the Vikings game on Saturday, and there was 15 cars parked on 11th Avenue. All of our windows were smashed, and stuff was taken out of the car. It's just not worth going downtown anymore. So if they can't have a presence or people in a position to deter the actions, we're going to just continue to see this more and more.
Yeah. I think, Ed, you point out the exact challenge in having like real conversations about this, because what happened to Ed is real. But when people are looking at crime data, they would say like, wow, that's just vandalism. It's like, well, yeah, how am I supposed to convince Ed to come downtown to go out for dinner when this is your experience when you come for a Vikings game and there's a ton of people around? Like, I just think your experience is part of the challenge in we shouldn't ignore the data, but over relying on the data, I think dismisses that sort of vibe check that you went through,
Yeah, and it's ongoing. You see the reports. There's over 300 cars up and down different streets throughout Uptown, Northeast, that this is happening. This is a pattern and they can't solve it. I know they can't be everywhere, but I think you have a presence and you got a Humvee or whatever, someone patrolling, I think they're going to think twice on it.
Yeah.
I just do.
Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it. And appreciate all the texts. Obviously, lots of questions about how this is all going to shake out. Some of the sort of most maybe relatable comments from the president, but also, in my view, disgusting comments from the president. We're talking about slums and homeless people, and they're going to clear out the slums and clear out the homeless. Okay, well, what are you going to do with these people? These are difficult issues that even people who run cities and spend all of their time thinking about, like, how are we going to address this? They're difficult to solve. Now, I think the president sometimes acts like some of our texters act, that you can just sweep people up and that's that. But what? What is going to happen with these people? I don't know. Remarkable times, for sure. 3:32, let's break. When we come back, I want to talk about the outrage of the weekend. I have two great outrages for you, both exploding on social media over the weekend. One involving a new cheerleader for the Minnesota Vikings. The other involving a washed-up Major League superstar. And the reason he says he left Halle Berry. Can anyone imagine leaving Halle Berry? We'll talk about David Justice in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Clock is ticking on the big summer sale at J.H. & Sons at the Galleria in Edina. It's Jason here for the team at J.H. & Sons. They are awesome. Part of the reason I love telling you about J.H. & Sons is that team. They're just so good. You're going to experience service like you've never had before when you go to the Galleria and you see Chuck or you see Kevin or you see Dean or you see Bryce, any of the guys over at J.H. & Sons. They've been helping men look their best for decades. And now they're doing it for you at the Galleria. Right now, the sale. So I posted a little bit about this on my Instagram because I went to J.H. & Sons over at the Galleria, popped in, and started grabbing stuff because almost all of the spring and summer stuff is 50% off. Shoes are 40% off. I grabbed denim. I grabbed khakis. I grabbed button-up long sleeves and short sleeves. Suit jackets as well. So much good stuff. So get to the store. You got to get in there to see the best selection. Go to the Galleria. Say hi from me. And get yourself some great deals. Sign up for their email list as well at jhndsons.com.
To paraphrase a well-known insurance company, like a good neighbor, WCCO is there. Like, really there. Breaking news? You know it. Weather? Of course. Fun discussions? You betcha. Minnesota sports teams? We set the standard in being prematurely disappointed. So, yeah, we're that neighbor. And you'll love us for it, right? News Talk 830 WCCO. We're not like a good neighbor. We are the good neighbor. Talking across fences since 1924.
Accidents don't follow a playbook, but Postman Law has the winning strategy. We've helped clients recover over $3 billion by delivering personal attention and real results. Call 844-POSTMAN today, because when life throws you a curve, Postman delivers the compensation you deserve. Offices, Minneapolis.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Thielen Meats of Piers is where tradition meets taste.
Family grown, employee owned. We've mastered the art of meat.
That's why we're the #1 meat market in Minnesota.
And we're located right here in Piers.
Check out our mouthwatering selection at thielenmeats.com.
Better yet, stop in and see for yourself. We're serving up love one cut at a time.
Thielen Meats, from our family to your feast.
No meal's complete without Thielen Meats
of Piers.
Anytime is tune-up time at Apollo Heating, Air, and Plumbing. For only $59 gets your AC ready for the summer heat. Just visit us at callapollo.com. That's callapollo.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Crash working North 494, Minnetonka Boulevard. Things are slow as you make way toward Excelsior Boulevard up to the rack. West 94 jammed up. Hemlock Lane heading up to County Road 30. 36 eastbound, watching slowdowns there. Cleveland Avenue heading up toward Lexington. Prepare for a mesmerizing evening of music with Hailstorm, Lindsey Sterling, and special guest Apocalyptica, bringing the Never Rest Duality Tour to Treasure Island Amphitheater. Their electrifying hits like I Miss Misery and Apocalypse from Hailstorm, and Crystallize and Roundtable Rival from Lindsey Sterling, Friday, September 26th. Trey Peterson, New Talk 830 WCCO.
Hungry? Go to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan for real Texas barbecue. All meats smoked fresh in-house daily. You can dine in, take out, have it delivered, or have your event catered anywhere in the metro. Just go to Dickeys.com. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, the Twin Cities catering leader.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, the forecast brought to you by Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
If it wasn't for that smoke, this would be a nice stretch of weather. Mostly cloudy. There could be a few isolated showers overnight tonight. The better chance of rain well up in northern Minnesota. Partly cloudy the next couple of days. Highs around 82. Not humid. Enjoy. Now, it does get humid Thursday with some showers possible. Better chances of rain Friday night into the weekend.
Right now, it is, I don't know, it's about perfect, isn't it? Pleasant 80 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH, video streaming live on YouTube and always, and I mean always, on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, who's hot, who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out in the stores. You tell me.
So the Outrage factory was open all weekend long. So many ridiculous stories over the weekend. Did you see this one as it popped, Dan, or was this I am sadly I introduced this one to you?
So glad to report that I missed this until yes, you introduced me to it today.
So the post came up Saturday, the Vikings preseason game. And this post from traditionally Sarah, trad wife mom, shocking. Trad wife, so hot right now. And that's sort of the theme of this segment. There are two stories like that. Her post says, "This is an official Minnesota Vikings cheerleader this year. I'm so done with this state." It's a picture of Blaize, a male cheerleader. And the reaction, this post got 9 million views, 2,000 reposts, retweets, whatever we call it now. And my first reaction was, who cares? Who cares? And today there are these posts that have to be lies that say multiple Minnesota, and Chad mentioned this, that there are Vikings fans who have announced they're canceling their season tickets. First of all, you're lying. Like, if you are so fragile that a member of the cheer team causes you to cancel your season tickets, you probably should make sure you burn every purple piece of clothing you have and post that on social media. Just stupid.
It's also an empty threat because you got to know there's a line of folks out the door who are waiting to buy those tickets. So you're not costing the Vikings
You can't
any money.
just cancel. I don't think you can just cancel your season ticket. I don't think it quite works that way. That you get to just like, I'm sure you can cancel them and they'll keep your money. You think you're allowed to cancel because I'm all mad about Blaize? Now, I will say that Blaize is like, people should be able to live their life. And like, I couldn't care less about who's who cares? I will say, like, the NFL is traditionally pretty bro-y. And so I was a little surprised that this year, in a year that seems to be like the year of caution when it comes to corporate type operations, it's a little surprising, isn't it? Now, like everything, and I got into it with Chad about this a little bit because we're having two different arguments about this topic. Well, most people are living a normal life and having zero arguments about that. So on the one hand, objectively, shouldn't matter if a guy is on a cheerleading squad. Every college, the Gophers have male cheerleaders. George W. Bush was a cheerleader. And also, that argument point has nothing to do with why people are upset about this. People are not upset that there is a male cheerleader on the Minnesota Vikings. People are upset that there is a male cheerleader who is female coded. So he is dancing. He is flamboyant by male coding. And if he were a woman, it would be like, yep, he's just a sexy cheerleader. I will say this is a scenario that I think like the kids are way ahead of like the old people, because to the old people, seeing and I don't know what Blaize's sexuality is, but I think the reason that people are reacting this way is because he, I would say, is gay coded. Does that make sense? So his name is Blaize. So when you see Blaize and you hear him and you see him perform, you think, well, that's why people are mad. They're mad that their tough guy sport, which, by the way, features a lot of guys wearing spandex, that their tough guy sport, God forbid you have to see a gay man having the time of his life cheering for your team. So weird. So weird. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Outrage factory built to get people mad. If you are someone who gets mad based on who's on the cheer team, get a life. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I feel, and I get the sense that like Blaize probably couldn't give a rip, but I hope Blaize doesn't care, right? Because again, Dan, this is one of the negatives of social media to me, that people are just trying to make their little political point, right? Like,
yeah,
does anyone really care? No. They're just trying to get web traffic. They're trying to get clicks. They're trying to get people mad. And so they do. And like Blaize is still a person, right? You're like, so this reminds me of like the outrage over the supposedly transgender softball player who's playing for the girls' softball team in one of our suburbs. And people just were going to town trying to make their political points. And I just was left feeling so icky for the kid, right?
Right.
Because you're like, this is a human. This is a human being. So I guess that's part of my sadness, that people just don't care. They're like, I don't care.
Well, and that's, I think, you go back to that original post that you put up there where the gal says, I've had it with this state.
Yeah. So you know what that point
she's
is.
taking this and lumping it in with a whole bunch of other stuff that she's already upset about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And just saying this is another
more evidence
straw
of
in
the
hay bale.
downfall of
Right. And I get the feeling
woke nation.
I get the feeling, and most of the folks who would say stuff like that, I'm not even sure are straight up bigoted against gay people. I think for the most part, they're like, I don't care. You do whatever you do. But, and this is the thing, everything that comes before but, you know what they say about that. But I don't want to see it. I don't want it put in my face. I don't want it as part of this thing that I enjoy. I don't want that thing over there, you people over there, to, interfere with this thing that I enjoy by your very existence, apparently is interfering with it. And I really, it's depressing to me to say that, but I really do feel that there's a lot of people that, are not, I hate gay people, but they're like, fine, gay people be gay people, just don't be the gay people around me.
Yeah.
And they don't see the problem with
that. Right. Why do you have to put it in our face?
Which is not what Blaize is doing. You know what Blaize is doing? He's being a cheerleader. He's just being a dancer and a cheerleader, and he's living his life. And it's got nothing to do with you or anybody else.
You would think the anti-woke crowd would be happy that here is a job that perhaps would have been DEI designated for a woman. And here's a guy taking a cheerleader job.
And a white guy at that.
How about that? Come on. All right, let's break. I have to yell about who would even fathom to leave a woman who has been judged the most beautiful woman in America for decades. For decades. Who would leave Halle Berry? You are going to spit up your afternoon coffee when you hear the reason given for leaving Halle Berry when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Minnesota Pork wants to be a part of your dinner conversation each and every night. It's Jason here. And I say dinner because bacon is just the beginning when it comes to pork. We know in Minnesota the importance of our pig farmers to our economy, to our state, to our community, to our legacy. Oh, my goodness. Minnesota pork's so delicious, though, right? So delicious. And that is the message we really want to talk about. When you think about what pork can do for you, it's the versatility. It's the, you want to smoke up a rack of ribs, go to town. You want to make carnitas? Oh, get out those peppers and slow roast that pork shoulder. Why not? Maybe you like pork sausage. So many options, so many ideas for you, too. If you go to mmpork.com, you can find recipe inspiration for days. But get to the grocery store or the butcher shop, and let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
Summer's here, and the rush for outdoor furniture is coming up fast. Now's the time to upgrade so you can enjoy your space all season long and for seasons to come. By the Yard builds premium, maintenance-free outdoor furniture made to last, built to order right here in Minnesota. Backed by a 35-year warranty and priced direct to you with no middleman markup. Visit Woodbury, Maple Grove, or Jordan, or start your order at buytheyard.net. With By the Yard, life is better outdoor.
Thinking about buying or selling a business? The right legal team makes all the difference. At Helmuth & Johnson, our team specializes in sophisticated mergers and acquisitions, guiding you through every negotiation, contract, and closing with skill and precision. From due diligence to deal structuring, we are 100% client-focused, protecting your interests so you can focus on success. Big or small, we make complex transactions seamless. Visit hjlawfirm.com. That's hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side for all of your business needs.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Minneapolis without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Minneapolis for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Minneapolis is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Minneapolis and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Cars working for 94 westbound make way toward Franklin Avenue. The activity off to the right side might be into the right lane a little bit. Traffic is jammed and crammed. Make way toward Cretin as a result. East 36 slows, Cleveland Avenue over to Rice Street. If you're over on the west side of the Metro, 494 northbound, still slow as you come up from Excelsior toward 394. The crash along the way to be on the lookout for. 610 eastbound jammed up, 169 to Highway 252. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
If you have trees to trim or need tree removal, call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Land Company I use. B&M Tree Service, 1-800-569-9034. Or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
B&M Tree Service bringing us the weather forecast. Air quality alert still in effect tonight. Mostly clouded, isolated showers, low of 68. Tomorrow, 82. Another nice day, just like today. Doesn't get humid until Thursday, and then this weekend, whoo, a little hot. A little hot. Right now, it's 80 on CCO.
Jason DeRUSH.
I feel like I need to take some time off.
I think so, too.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
A wife at that time should cook, clean.
Traditional.
You know, and then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, you know, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with?
Oh, my. The year is 2025, and David Justice is talking about why he ended up leaving Halle Berry. Halle Berry. Oh, my. They were divorced in 1997. They got married in 1993, and they separated 3 years later. If I were with Halle Berry, and David Justice at this time was like a mega star, a mega baseball star, millionaire, plenty of money. He may have been at the time when they got married, they were probably sort of equal, Dan?
Maybe, yeah. I'd have to go look at her
it was
IMDb timeline, but yeah.
But like, wow. Now, the way he is getting roasted for this,
right?
I think he was also saying that like it was his first real relationship. He didn't really know what he was doing. But I bet this attitude is still out there.
Oh, for sure it is. I'm calling shenanigans on this explanation though.
Oh.
Because they were married for 4 years,
right?
Dated for several years prior to that. And it took all of that time before he figured out that she probably wasn't going to be a traditional stay-at-home mom and housewife.
Yeah.
What were you doing for the last 7-8 years? I mean, seriously, give me a break. There's no way he got to that point and went, oh, wait a minute. This isn't what I want. I'm bailing. I don't buy it.
Well, I would tell you that if I were married to Halle Berry, I could keep myself busy for about a 5 or a 6 or a 7 year period without...
Before things got real?
I could think of a couple things.
You know what else you could do with all of their money? You could hire somebody to stay at home and do the cooking and the cleaning and, nanny the kids.
I mean, in a way, it's good they broke up, right?
Good for her.
She's had some relationship issues over the years for sure, but I think she dodged the bullet on that one for sure. Kate Raddatz with us after CBS News.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. And if you want to sell your home for the most money possible, the right exterior photographs can get you thousands of dollars more. Contact my friend, the Good Neighbor agent, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. If you're thinking about selling your home next year, those pictures might be taken in the winter, and your home is just not going to look as warm and inviting if there's snow on the ground. This month only, John will send out his professional exterior photographer, and it's going to let you show off your home while your lawn and garden are looking their best. No out-of-pocket costs. Also, a free staging consultation if you sign up this month. No obligation to hire John to sell your home either. You should, but he'll still be a good neighbor and help you out even if you choose someone else. Contact John, 952-222-9000 online, johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. johnschustergroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
The headlines, the context, the impact. News Talk 830 WCCO, 1029 HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump says the nation's capital has a crime problem, and he's taking over the district's police department.
When you walk down the street, you're going to see police, or you're going to see FBI agents. We're going to have a lot of agents on the street. And you're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed, by the way. We're going to have National Guard.
Statistics show crime in Washington has fallen since 2023 when it spiked after the pandemic. But Trump also spoke about the homeless, illegal immigrants, and potholes, among other things.
And we're going to restore the city back to the gleaming capital that everybody wants it to be. It's going to be something very special.
Stacey Lynn has the latest on the president's meeting with Vladimir Putin in Alaska on Friday.
The president says he plans to tell Putin,
you got to end this war. You got to end it.
He says he expects to have a constructive conversation with the Russian leader.
I'm going to go and see the parameters. Now, I may leave and say, good luck. And that'll be the end. I may say this is not going to be settled.
And while this meeting does not include the Ukrainian president,
the next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin, or Zelensky and Putin and me. I'll be there if they need, but I want to have a meeting set up between the two leaders.
A judge in New York says secret grand jury transcripts in the case of Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend should remain under wraps. Matt Piper has that.
The federal judge has rejected a request by the Justice Department to unseal grand jury transcripts related to the criminal investigation of Ghislaine Maxwell. She is serving a 20-year sentence on sex trafficking charges for helping procure girls for Jeffrey Epstein to sexually abuse. The judge writes that the government's claim that the transcripts would bring light to new information is demonstrably false and says it would jeopardize their tradition of grand jury secrecy that protects the confidence of those called to testify.
Texas Republicans were unable again today to approve new congressional districts.
There being 96 members present, a quorum is not present.
Dozens of Democrats remain outside the state. CBS's Chanel Call has the latest on the explosion at a steel plant southwest of Pittsburgh.
The Allegheny County Police Department now reporting one person has been killed. Dozens of people have been injured. 7 of them we know have been sent to a hospital in what's now being described as a level 3 casualty situation.
Meteorologist Jessica Birch tracking more possible severe weather today.
That severe storm outlook highlights northern parts of Minnesota today, central parts of Missouri, and all throughout Oklahoma and Texas, too.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished lower. The Dow was down by more than 200 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy. That air quality alert in effect, 80 degrees at 4:03. I'm Laura Oakes. A St. Paul teen is charged with criminal vehicular homicide after investigators say he was on his phone when he sped through a stop sign and struck an SUV, killing an 11-year-old girl inside. It happened back in February on a county road in Independence, west of the Twin Cities Metro. Liliana Loicano of Maple Plain was in the back seat, headed to school. She died 2 days later from her injuries. 18-year-old Connor Michael Iverson is in jail on $100,000 bail. That is ahead of a September 8th court appearance. Court records show this case is at least Iverson's third alleged criminal offense in recent months, most of them driving related. A popular lake at William O'Brien State Park in the East Metro is empty today after accidentally being drained of all of its water. DNR spokeswoman Sarah Burhouse says it was due to a failure in their water control system in the man-made lake.
There is an earthen dike that holds water in the lake.
She says they're working to fix a valve that is stuck open.
And then there is a concrete water control structure that is about 65 years old, and that can be manually operated to manage the levels of the lake.
She says it could take weeks to refill the lake. A big day in Little Canada for a nonprofit that provides teachers affordable access to school supplies.
And there it is, the ribbon cutting for the new home of the Kids in Need Foundation. It's got a store with shelves and cashiers and a warehouse that's more than twice the size of their old facility in Roseville. St. Paul Harding teacher Michael Houston says having access to school supplies at a time of funding cuts and tight budgets really makes a difference.
So when students have what they need, they don't have to worry about what they do not have. And they can actually start focusing on learning. And in the case of my student, Rihanna, helping students gain access to school supplies can enhance their overall experience in the classroom. I truly believe access is the foundation of equity.
The new facility comes as Kids in Need Foundation celebrates its 30th anniversary. In Little Canada, Al Shock, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Cupcakes and karaoke, all part of the Mall of America's 33rd birthday celebration today. The mall's Dan Jasper says business remains strong in Bloomington after 3 decades, even with the continued dominance of online shopping.
One thing that we have done from the very beginnings of online shopping is to say we're better than that. We're going to use it. We're going to embrace portions of it. We use technology in ways that people have no idea at Mall of America. But we're not afraid of it, but we look at it and go, how do we make it even better? And how do we create a better experience for our guests?
Jasper says the mall continues to expand and they'll be adding a new hotel and indoor water park in the coming years. Well, if you saw him play yesterday, you know it's well-deserved. Minnesota Twins 23-year-old rookie Luke Keeschall has been named the American League Player of the Week. Keeschall had a walk-off 2-run homer to help the Twins beat the Royals in 11 innings at Target Field yesterday afternoon. WCCO News Times, 4:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Waiting for a crash clear out of the way. West 94 near Franklin Avenue. Traffic remains a bit slow between 280 and downtown Minneapolis. East 94 slow is right past 55 into the Lowry Hill Tunnel over 235W. Driving along 694, that's going to be a slow ride. Eastbound run 252 heading out toward Rice Street. Terry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Choose Herbert and Gerbert's when you want fresh ingredients for a perfect sandwich like the Italian Flash or the Turkey Avocado Norma. Funky names are full of flavor. And don't forget our hearty soups and chili. Stop by or order ahead online. HerbertandGerberts.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Herbert and Gerbert's. Fresh ingredients on sandwiches always. And don't forget the soup. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Like the song from the Cranberries, that smoke will linger overnight tonight. In fact, the air quality alert continues till 9 a.m. tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, a few isolated showers possible. 68 the overnight low. More sunshine tomorrow with a high near 82. Should match that on Wednesday with a partly cloudy sky. It does get humid Thursday into the weekend.
Mostly cloudy right now, 80 degrees at News Talk 830 WCCO.
News as it happens. The biggest stories are broken and broken down right here. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRUSH. Now, here's Jason DeRUSH.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Chris Schaefer and his ability to go for the pun, go for the wordplay. You just wonder a little like what is in Schaefer's brain, right? Like he's recording this stuff. I hate to break it to you. He's recording.
Don't pull back the curtain. Come on.
But Schaefer sends us these around 2:45, so he's probably up the street over at TV. He's like, oh, this is going to linger. The cranberry. So silly. I don't know. I love it.
I was telling you out there, I hate puns more than just about anybody I know. And yet his music stuff, I always laugh. It's probably just because I know Chris and I know how authentic this is.
That's
to
exactly
him
right.
As a human being.
It's
and that's why I
not the
appreciate it.
usual, like, I hate TV news writing kind of puns.
Sure.
But the Schaefer stuff, that's
gold
just Schaefer.
every time.
It's just very dad-coded material. Let's bring in Kate Raddatz.
She's an Emmy Award-winning reporter.
Yeah, I love it.
She's a senior public relations pro. She can belt out the national anthem better than most.
It's a process. Like, you got to find someone to do it with because it's not fun by yourself. So I don't know.
But maybe the most important role she plays coming at the stories of the day from the perspective of a millennial mom. Let's all learn a thing or two from the mind and filter of Kate Raddatz.
Yeah, there you go. There's what's happening.
This is the Rad Report.
Kate Raddatz is the vice president of media relations at McClung PR. Kate, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, you know what? I mean, this is the last week where I have a kid living at home. Sam is off.
I was just thinking about that because I just opened the mail.
Yeah.
You got a thank you card. I was thinking, I wonder if he's going soon.
Yeah, Sam took all of the summer to write the thank you notes for graduation party gifts because Friday we get on an airplane and go to California. So I'm in.
That is so fun.
I think I'm in good shape on it. I'm not like that freaked out, but
that's good.
It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird.
That's pretty weird. So are you going right to LA then? Like, is that where you're flying into?
Yep, we'll fly into LA.
Nice.
We'll have dinner with Jamie Yuccas, and then
nice,
because she has been the address that we've been sending like towels and sheets and pillows to.
Hey, I mean, that's nice, and you don't have to drive out there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have a drop ship location in the LA area. So my former co-anchor and our former coworker for Channel 4, who's out, maybe some of our listeners here are with Chad, but yeah. So I don't know. I think it's going to be good. I think I'm not going to be emotional. I think it's going to be okay.
Were you emotional when you dropped your oldest off?
So Seth, we take him to New York City, drop him off, help him unload, and his roommate is there. And I will never forget this. And I snapped a picture of like Seth and the roommate sort of walking off into Washington Square Park. And you're like, whoa, like that's that. It happens so fast. Like you have this idea that it's going to be a moment. You're going to have an I love you. I'm going to miss you. I'm so proud of you. Like you have this little speech in your head and it's just over. It's just
over. Very uneventful.
It's very uneventful. So I think it'll be good. Well, this weekend
That's awesome.
I will be gone on Friday. Kate, I think Kate babysat for Seth and Sam when they were little kids. So kind of funny.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Ugh.
Is he excited or is he nervous? It hasn't said. I don't know.
He is a little nervous that he doesn't know anyone in LA.
Valid. So valid.
So no classmates are going or anything like that. But Sam is very social and he's perhaps overly confident in his ability to be successful with making friends. And successful with meeting girls.
Okay. Okay.
He's very confident. Very confident.
That's good. Confidence is good.
I think it's good. Kate is with us on this Monday. So this morning, I'm reading Axios Twin Cities, and they have a story about ice cream costs. Now, I do not buy a ton of I don't buy a ton of ice cream, I guess. But
yeah, we don't either.
Like $6 for a scoop of ice cream at most ice cream shops, like that feels like a
shop. Okay, I thought you meant keeping like a gallon at home or something.
Like
we buy a ton of ice cream out and about.
So they checked single scoop. So when they checked in 2022, you could get a single scoop on average at some fancy shops, but like $4.58 for a scoop, and now the average is $5.67. And if you go to like Bebe Zito or Milk Jam or Grand Ole Creamery or La La homemade ice cream, $6 or more. That's $6 for a scoop of ice cream.
That's a lot. That's a lot for one person.
I think that's a lot.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Especially, I'm trying to think how much my iced latte costs, and it's probably about that. And I think that's expensive.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot. Yeah, I mean, we go out for ice cream all the time in the summertime. So, yeah, not great. I miss the days when, you could just get it super cheap for like $2. But
yes,
that's done.
No,
so.
that is over. Now,
yes.
I just wrote, if you're at your grocery store, the cover story in Minnesota Monthly, I have a huge feature on ice cream shops, favorite scoops, favorite soft serve, favorite other frozen treats. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a go-to ice cream shop?
I mean, our go-to is Licks and Excelsior because that's what I grew up going to. But I'm not a huge ice cream fan. I tend to like more soft serve or custard. So the kids like going to Licks. I like Adele's.
Because Adele's is the custard.
Adele's
is custard.
That's the custard.
And Licks
I haven't found a great soft serve. I guess, that I can think of. That's my favorite.
They have, like, I know there's a couple soft serve, well, like Cup and Cone in White Bear Lake is a good one. Minnesota, MN.
Oh, yes.
Nice
Yes.
cream. That's pretty good. I had a soft serve. Sometimes, like, fancy restaurants have soft. You know who actually has the best soft serve? McDonald's. We stopped at McDonald's the other day and
It's the best.
It's $1. It's $1 and it's delicious. The McDonald's soft serve is undefeated to me.
Okay, but I don't think I know this because I'm pretty sure it's only $1 this summer as a promotion.
Oh, it's just about. Normally, it's more.
I think it's usually $1.60, and
That's still pretty good.
That.
That's still pretty good.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
very good.
we went through the drive-through the other day. Seth and Sam were in the car with Alyssa and me, and it was round of ice creams for everyone.
Love soft serve.
Yes.
Delicious.
Soft serve. I at my
So
first.
simple.
It is simple. We used to do at my first job, my summer job as a swimming pool concession stand manager. We had
as one does.
Yeah, normal job. We had a soft serve frozen yogurt machine. Remember when that was a thing, like the frozen yogurt bit? But you would always have like vanilla and then some other flavor, like key lime or whatever. But I could make the perfect, like the Dairy Queen style with the little curl on top, you know? Fill up
Yes.
That was a big
I
achievement.
remember this because I think you did a good question, and I believe you went to a Dairy Queen for some reason.
Yes, I did. I went to the, back in the day, the old test kitchen, trying to find out like
and
how
I was there.
You were there.
You're like, I could do a perfect silver.
Just such a dumb flex by me. I have so few like actual skills, you know?
You got to mention it.
Right.
Got to mention it.
Yes.
I will use every opportunity to mention that I'm a champion hula hoop person, you know? You only have so many things. So
That's right. That's exactly right. All right, Kate, stand by. I want to get your reaction to this story that talked about now, I've been a big advocate for return to office. I'm hugely in favor. But a news story that, well, it's enough to give me a little pause. And it's about moms leaving the workforce. So we'll talk about that with Kate Raddatz when we come back here on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Heading out for the weekend? Lucky you!
Don't forget to stop at Thielen Meats of Piers for some melt-in-your-mouth moments.
High quality beef.
Fresh and smoked sausages and brats.
Home smoked bacon.
All natural chicken.
A great selection of fish and seafood.
Visit us at ThielenMeats.com.
We've got the cuts that'll make your meal.
Call to order ahead and pick up on your way to the lake.
You'll be the hit of the party.
No meals complete without Thielen Meats of Piers.
So many of us look around our house and say it is time to downsize. That's exactly what Susan and Kevin Borowick did. They join us now. I want to ask you about the process of working with the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty, and your agent, Kieran Evanson.
Well, it was just extremely smooth. We sat down, he did a market analysis for us so we could really develop a good pricing strategy. He sent out a staging consultant who helped us get things ready for showing. We just couldn't be happier. We received an offer actually more than one offer, quite a bit over our asking price.
That's part of the whole Schuster Group difference, is that their marketing programs really target the right buyers. Did you feel that when they were going through the process with you?
Absolutely.
If someone is on the fence about hiring the Schuster Group, what would you tell them?
They greatly exceeded our expectations. And I would say you just cannot go wrong working with the Schuster Group.
Contact John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, 952-222-9000, online, johnschustergroup.com. Terms and conditions may apply.
Dave Lee for Aquarius Home Services. Summer is flying by and will be over before we know it. Don't waste it on repairs. From flickering lights to not so hot water heaters, let Aquarius take care of your to-do list. With $98 off any electrical or plumbing repair, Aquarius is ready to rescue your summer from household headaches so you can enjoy a worry-free home. Aquarius, local, trusted, family-owned, and earning the right to be recommended. Schedule today at AquariusHomeservices.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-311-9595. That's 800-311-9595.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Moms are leaving the workforce. A lot of gains over the pandemic, more moms able to work, but as government layoffs, that's part of what's driving it. But return to office is driving it too. Kate Raddatz is with us here for our monthly RAD report. So Kate, like I have been a big advocate for return to office. I think that working moms like you had to deal with life before the pandemic. And so, like, the idea that we were going to forever be remote, I think, was unrealistic. And I am concerned. I think if we see working mothers leaving the workforce in, like, a disproportionate percentage, that does make me concerned. I think the workforce is better when you have moms who want to work, able to work, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can have a conversation about return to office without having the conversation of how this, not if it will have an impact on working moms, but how much it will be. I think it's not something that has been talked about enough. And, you know, there's been such a shift, especially in the past year, of more companies going back to the office. And I think, you know, I spoke on a leadership panel where we talked about this a year ago before I think a lot of these bigger companies started making more of these mandates. And something we heard, and they were all women, and something that came up a lot was there's a big difference between, okay, you're going to come into the office 4 days a week, you know, no ifs, ands, or buts, and okay, you're going to come into the office 4 days a week, but there's going to be flexibility with that, with what else is, you know, going on, you know, because we know women take on, regardless of how it should be, they take on a disproportionate share of the home life responsibilities.
No doubt.
You know, if you get a sick kid, which happens 8 million times when your kids are little, in the winter, if you have the flexibility to work from home, now you don't worry about your job, right? But if you don't have that and you got to go to work, well, then you're going to have a semi-weekly panic attack of, do you have enough PTO, or do you have, or if you don't have PTO, you know, of what you're going to do. So I mean, I just think about summer, camps are 8 to noon. What working parent is going into the office? I mean, it really does drive me crazy that society was really not set up to support people having two working parents. And of course, that's a much bigger discussion. But yeah, it does concern me. There's not a single woman in my life that I don't know that hasn't changed, been told they're going fully in office, that is looking for other opportunities.
Yeah.
Because they're concerned of what that's going to mean. And I value going into the office. I think it's important. I love the days that I go into the office. I would go crazy if I was home all the time. But I think there's a way to do it, to know there has to be some flexibility there. I don't like the idea of, let's stay home so women can do childcare. That sounds so stressful to me, and that should not be the solution to how expensive childcare is. But I just think, I don't think you can have that conversation without it.
In this Washington Post story about this, they say that some of what's driving the mothers of young children leaving the workforce is this sort of return to the trad wife type, wanting to stay home and do the chores and do the kind of the old school approach that seems to be, at least among a part of the population, back in vogue. I'm a believer that you should be able to construct, build your life the way you want to build your life. If you want to stay home, wonderful. But to your point, telling people that the solution to the expense of childcare is stay home, that's not a solution.
Right.
That's not a solution.
Right.
I am more empathetic to complaints about going back to office from working mothers than I am from. I was having a conversation with a friend last night who said the number one concern from her team is paying for parking. And I'm like,
interesting.
What? She said paying for parking. And I'm like, we've all paid for parking forever. Like, why?
Sure.
Like, I understand. I guess, though, if you're 27 and you got hired in 2021, you've spent 5 years where you didn't have to pay for parking. And so now someone's telling you, we need you to come back to the office 3 or 4 days a week. And so that's going to cost you, what, $2,000 a year or so? Like, you're
easily.
Yeah. Now, there are a lot more options, I would say, before people get too hysterical about it. They should look at what some of the newer options are. But parking costs are going to go up. If more people come back to work, costs will go up. So I do think that's interesting. Like, maybe the workplace should pick up part of that cost. Of course, then and I suggested that, and my friend was like, well, then all the parking lots just raise their prices by whatever we're subsidizing it. And you're like, oof, that's probably true. Like, I don't know. Suck it up. We all sucked it up forever.
I mean, it is. You are going to spend more of your paycheck by going into the office. We know that. I mean, it's way more than $2,000 a year. You're not, but it also, you need to benefit the economy of where you're going. So there are absolutely benefits to going into the office. And yes, there absolutely will also be an impact.
There will be, you just have to be empathetic to that, I think. And being flexible is the key, right? Like, I think there's no reason that, like, say you have to get your kid to a baseball practice at 4:30, like, you should be able to leave work at 3 o'clock or 3:30.
If you get your work done, get your work done,
should be no big
be a
deal.
good employee. On the other side of this, I think about, we know if you are remote, you will advance less than the employees, women and men that are seen. So there's absolutely value in being there. But I 1000% agree with you. If you're getting your work done and doing a good job, yes, it's about good management of, let your employee go to whatever they need to go to.
Yeah. Kate, we're out of time, but thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you. Are we going to see you at the fair or not? We don't know. Maybe not.
August is crazy. We're figuring it out.
No, it is. What do they, there's some name for it, like this summer, like how chaotic it is in this month before going back to school. So very good.
It is.
All right.
Kids are antsy. So yeah.
kids. You know what? Who needs them? That's what I say. Kate, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Kate Raddatz, big shot PR person for McClung PR. It's 4:30. We are going to break, and we're going to open up the why does the national media hate us so much file. Why, when the Twins have the most amazing walk-up victory, why can't we get the love? Why do they hate us, Dan? We'll talk about that when we come back.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Not listening to WCCO. Listening to WCCO is like turning on the lights. What room am I in? Because suddenly, everything makes sense. Is this even my house? We don't just tell you what's happening, we help you see it more clearly. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Construction problems come with challenges, but legal issues shouldn't be one of them. At Helmuth & Johnson, we focus on construction law, protecting contractors, developers, and business owners from costly disputes. From contract negotiations to litigation and compliance, we make sure your projects stay on track and your interests stay protected. Whether it's a delay, a dispute, or a deal, we've got you covered. Visit hjlawfirm.com. That's hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side.
Grown-ups, aren't Sundays more fun without, can I have screen time? Can I have a snack? I don't want to go to Grandma's. It smells funny. And I'm bored. Bored is impossible on Kids Day at Target Field. The gate 30 for lawn is turned into Bullseye's backyard. Kids' meals are half off. Kids 12 and under can run the bases after the game. And Grandma's invited too. Enjoy your weekend wind-up with Sunday Kids Days, presented by Target. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-311-9595. That's 800-311-9595.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Gresham Place, 94 westbound, is midway toward Hemlock Lane, off to the right side. Traffic slows past 169. 610 westbound slows approaching 94. 694 westbound, got your slowdowns there from 35W. Head over to Highway 100. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Go online before you go outside. HilltopCamper.com has what you need. We're here for new and used. We're here for service. We're here for the outdoors. Above all, HilltopCamper.com is here to help you and your loved ones make memories. HilltopCamper.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Hilltop Camper and RV. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
If it wasn't for that smoke, this would be a nice stretch of weather. Mostly cloudy. There could be a few isolated showers overnight tonight. The better chance of rain well up in northern Minnesota. Partly cloudy the next couple of days. Highs around 82. Not humid. Enjoy. Now, it does get humid Thursday with some showers possible. Better chances of rain Friday night into the weekend.
Brooklyn Park, it is cloudy and 79. Feels nice. No humidity on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH.
I will agree with you. I think she is incredibly talented. He really brings it all.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
What by taking 90 feet that maybe isn't there. That's well hit. Right center. Yastrzemski turns at the wall, and it's gone. And Luke Keeschel continues to be an impact bat for the Minnesota Twins since coming back from the injured list. He picks up Martin. He picks up his bullpen.
Did that give you walk-off home run vibes? Twins fans not thrilled with the national broadcaster. Dan, why don't they like us? Why don't they like us more? Why can't we get the love? Yesterday's Twins TV broadcast was on the
Roku channel. Yeah.
Which, of course, everyone knows what the Roku channel is.
Not really.
Right?
Not really, no.
Who isn't enchanted? So I went to my TV to try to find the Roku channel, and I couldn't. And so I watched the Lynx game. And then I turned on the radio and listened to the end of, I got in the car and then I'm listening to the Twins game. And I heard a very enthusiastic walk-off call.
I bet Chris Atterbury's call was very enthusiastic. Look, I love being from Minnesota. I do. I love that I live here. I love this state. I love the people in this state. As such, you can both love something and look at it and say, but we could be a little bit better in this particular area. And nothing, in my opinion, brings out the Minnesota inferiority complex like a national announcer that isn't as much of a homer for Minnesota as we want them to be. Now, was that an enthusiastic home run call by Ryan Lefevre? No. Listen to the start of this again.
For it by taking 90 feet that maybe isn't there. That's well hit. Right center. Yastrzemski turns at the wall, and it's gone. And Luke Keeschel.
Now he goes up when it goes out. It goes up. But
it wasn't like Corey Provis.
It wasn't how Corey would have called it. It certainly wasn't how Chris called it. But that's also kind of how Ryan calls games.
So where's your proof? Where's your proof?
Well,
this just sounds like, once again, Dan Cook looking for a chance to take a dump on Minnesotans who are just saying, for once in our life, could we get the respect we deserve?
So for those that don't know, Ryan is usually the play-by-play broadcaster for Kansas City Royals games.
Exactly.
So you might think,
they're against us.
If it was a Kansas City call, I bet you would have freaked out. Well, let's listen to Ryan calling a Kansas City home run from that same game.
And he hits it well to right field toward that short porch. And just over the wall. And Vinny Pasquantino comes through for the Royals again in the later innings.
Okay, but that was a wall scraper, so maybe it wasn't as dramatic. So maybe another home run from Kansas City. Yeah. I'm sure he would freak out in a different situation.
Probably.
Part of the experience that they refer to it here.
That is lined to right field for a home run. So Yastrzemski got himself into a hitter's count. And where was that fastball, Jeremy? It was down the zone.
And that one was drilled.
Sure.
That was a no-doubter.
It's kind of just Ryan's temperament when he's calling games. And you can not like it. That's fine.
That's right. I don't like
It's
it.
a
They're
matter
out to get us.
Well, no, but see, that's where you can't go. You can say, I don't like his style of calling games. That's fine. That's a matter of taste.
It was
and
kind of
opinion.
a boring home run.
I mean, whatever.
It was a little boring.
You can feel that way. But to turn it into, it's because it's Minnesota and he doesn't like Minnesota. Ryan went to college here. I mean, he's spent a lot of time in Minnesota. He's got a lot of connections. He doesn't hate Minnesota. I assure you. That's just how he calls the game. It just is. So let's all take a deep breath, get over ourselves a little bit, and quit freaking out because national announcers don't homerify their calls of the games.
Now, what about the fact like Ryan Fitzgerald had his very first major league hit,
which was a home run,
and do you want to hear what he did with that?
Let's go right ahead and do it.
Because it was equally upsetting. Now, he didn't even note that it was his first major league hit. Instead, he goes to the Royals tidbit, trying to steal our valor and get a little bit of...
You want to go with stolen valor? Is that where you want to go?
He came up in our organization. I mean, I think it's understandable if you had a moment where you had to check your scorecard to see who we were talking about here. Who?
Ryan Fitzgerald's a great story, by the way. Really is. And so could you have done a little homework before the game and known that he hadn't gotten a major league hit yet and just got called up the other week? And you could do all of that.
Justin Morneau came through.
He had all of that. And maybe that's part of it is that, Brian's staying out of the way and letting Justin handle the Twins.
Let the local guy have his moment.
And by the way, and I say this with much love in my heart for Justin Morneau, but not the most dynamic calls coming from Justin in the world, right? That's not.
Do you like
his thing? So
the way I think part of the reason people are freaking out about Ryan Lefevre is that the dominant style of play-by-play in this town right now is over-the-top homer celebration. We got the social media camera pointed on the announcer, and Corey did this when he was on radio, where he'd record it a couple of times because it's cool to see the announcer as they see it go. It's cool. And Corey, I think, is awesome. I love Corey. But his level of enthusiasm, it is what most local announcers have for their teams today. Lefevre is a little different. That sort of deadpan is not the
different
norm.
style altogether.
We are Paul Allentown.
I was just going to say, I think if you want over the top, homer play-by-play, that exists in this town. And it's, there's a lot of people that want that, and it's great for what it is.
Most people seem to want it.
I think what Corey does to me is the best job of straddling the line between, I'm going to be excited when the home team's doing well. I'm also going to tell you the truth when they're playing poorly.
Yeah.
And that doesn't
always
exist.
I think Atterbury does a pretty good job with that too.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely does.
It's just a little different. You don't, I would say
different. We just don't need to freak out every time, somebody says something bad about us on a national broadcast, which isn't even what happened here. We're not even mad because Brian said something bad about the Twins. We're mad because apparently he wasn't excited enough. It's preposterous.
I mean, he wasn't excited.
No, but that's not his style of call. It's not like he was dissing Minnesota. We take this stuff so personally and so ingrain it so into our identity.
Well, it's because
we
there's a
freak
track
out
record.
about it.
There's a track record of everybody being against it.
There is not a track record. There's a track record of us believing people are against us. We all wear the tinfoil hats when we're become sports fans in this state, apparently. But I promise you, national announcers, the national network announcers do not care one way or the other who wins. They are not rooting against the Twins and the Vikings and the Wild and the Loons and the Lynx and all this other stuff. They really don't care. What they want is a good game that a lot of people are going to watch. That's what they want. They don't care.
I don't like it.
They're not against us. They really aren't. And we need to stop with this inferiority complex about
it. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was,
I think everybody was hyped up.
You can you can dislike Ryan's style all you want. That's is purely subjective. You can do that. But to then inject the conspiracy and the inferiority thing into it and think, well, he was only doing that because it was a Minnesota home run. Well, no, it's just not the case.
And they can't even pronounce like Minneapolis correctly when you're boarding an airplane.
That is,
I mean, they hate us.
When you get the Minneapolis thing. Okay.
Let's break. We'll come back. A lot of excitement with the Who Are They Twins. So we'll take a quick temp of the team. Pregame is at 5:30 tonight. Twins, Yankees. Should be good stuff. If you want to hear the best announcers, just listen to the game right here on the home of the Twins, CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Chris Lindahl, real estate. It's Jason here for my buddy Chris. The arms wide out, guaranteed cash offer is hot right now. It is hot. You may be seeing more of Chris as you drive around town. You see his face. Sometimes you only see his arms. What I want you to know is that Chris is one of us. He grew up here. He went to Blaine High School. He's Blaine, or is it Fridley? Now I'm messing up Chris Lindahl's life story. That's how thrown off I am by the anti-one of us approach from everybody else. I just want you guys to know that Chris is one of us. Fridley. Guaranteed cash offer. Why is it flying? Because it gets you flying. It is the guaranteed solution for selling your house fast. Guaranteed cash offer gets you through in as little as 2 days. You get the finish line. Nobody flakes out. No inspection falls through. You don't have to do repairs or renovation. You don't have to deal with interest rates. You just go. Get a fresh start on a fast new life. Let's go. Get that guaranteed cash offer and that fresh start today at chrislindahl.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Don't miss the savings during Runnings Gift Card Bonanza. Shop in-store and online August 12th and 13th. Get a $10 gift card when you spend $100. Get a $25 gift card when you spend $200. And a $75 gift card when you spend $500. The more you spend pre-tax, the more you earn, in-store and online. Don't miss the gift card bonanza at your local Running store. Shop any of our 90 locations or online anytime at runnings.com. Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
I'm Kristen Press. And I'm Tobin Heath. We're World Cup winners, Olympians, and the hosts of The Recap Show. Every week, we sit down with the icons, disruptors, and game changers on the field and beyond it to talk victories, heartbreaks, and everything in between. We've built a space where athletes, change makers, and people creating the future of women's sports can show up and show off as their full, unapologetic selves. Follow and listen to The Recap Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. South 169, 394, crash working now. Left lane shut down. It is slow as you come down from Medicine Lake Road, 94 westbound near Hemlock Lane. Crash in the process of clearing, still jammed up. Those make way through Maple Grove. And 394 eastbound, got your slowdowns there as you come in from North Parkway to downtown. Laguna, Minnesota, remind you to slow down in construction zones. The members of Laguna and their union contractors are building better infrastructure for you, so please slow down and pay attention to the road signs when you see orange and yellow. Brought to you by Laguna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Find them at Laguna, Minnesota, buildthenorth.com. Sorry about that. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hungry? Go to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan for real Texas barbecue. All meats smoked fresh in-house daily. You can dine in, take out, have it delivered, or have your event catered anywhere in the metro. Just go to Dickeys.com. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, the Twin Cities catering leader.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Dickey's Barbecue Pit brings you an air quality alert until 9 tomorrow morning. It's going to be dry until Friday. I think the next couple days are perfect, other than the air. Partly cloudy, 82 tomorrow and Wednesday. Right now it's 81 on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Let's take the current temp of your Minnesota Twins. Brought to you by Chef IQ Sense. Get your wireless meat thermometer now at chefiq.com.
Well, the temp of the team is for sure warming.
I think that's fair.
Warm.
You won 2 series in a row.
And a nice walk-off win in a game that I thought we were cooked because we were down at the bottom of the 9th and they tie it up and then they go to extras and win in the 11th. Luke Keyshaw is boiling.
I believe I referred to him in our email this morning. The temp of Luke Keyshaw is solar plasma hot.
I like that.
Of course, news coming out today, he was named AL Player of the Week. Over the last 7 days, kid's hitting .455 with a 13-18 OPS, which is just ridiculous.
Crazy.
2 home runs, 3 doubles, 10 RBI. He still has a hit, I believe, in every game he's played in the major leagues, which is insane. He's just absolutely red stinking hot, which is remarkable all the more because, of course, he came up earlier this year, hit in the arm with a pitch, broke his arm, sat out for months and months, came back from the red hot as he was when he went on it.
Pretty fun.
It's an amazing story, and it's awesome, and
hopefully it keeps going.
I mean, the Yankees are stumbling right now. They're hurting units. So if you ever got a time to go into the Bronx and do some damage, it's right now. Now, what you're going to run into is the same thing we've been talking about for weeks since the trade deadline, and why you kind of gave up or thought the Twins were cooked, which is when you get into games close and late and you start looking at your options in a bullpen, it gets real sketchy real quick.
That's why I was so concerned.
Exactly.
I'm like,
as it turned out, Kansas City's options were a little sketchier than Minnesota's, but
pretty fun.
We'll see what happens in New York.
Pregame is in about 35 minutes. Twins in New York for the next 3 days. An end of an era, a childhood memory triggered for me today that is associated with this sound. Oh, the sound of connection. I'm in. Oh. AOL, America Online, announced that it is ending dial-up internet next month.
Were you as stunned as I was when I read this and thought, who on earth is still using? I mean, I understand broadband's not everywhere yet. I was floored that this actually still existed.
Shocking.
Completely
But
floored.
there are areas of the country that, I mean, now you have Starlink and you have some more reliable satellite internet, but it's pretty expensive.
It is.
And so for many parts, well, not many, but for some parts of the country, this was her only choice. It takes me back to college, sitting in McCormick Hall at Marquette University with my little Macintosh Classic, that little rectangular box, trying to connect to AOL, to log on to news groups. I asked Alyssa out on our very first date using a dial-up internet connection. Pretty cowardly way to ask somebody out in 1995.
Maybe, but it worked.
It was through the Gopher.
Oh, yeah.
Text-based internet. We didn't have the World Wide Web. Certainly couldn't load it on a 1200 or 2400 baud connection. Remember all this stuff? To you young people, like, you never lived.
What I learned is that the CDs that they would send you all the time, to get the internet connection, those made great coasters in college dorm rooms. But you didn't know that.
Did you ever have CompuServe or were you only AOL?
I don't remember.
Remember the instant messenger?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
AIM. Yeah, I asked Alyssa using like text chat.
I also remember
to a church basement polka festival. That's why I didn't want to ask her in person.
I remember being in college and having a friend of mine say that, he only would communicate via email. And I went, email's a fad. It'll never catch on. I actually said those words.
Oh, funny. So pour one out for AOL. And if you pour it out very glitchy and slowly.
How long do you think it would take for your home to sell? Have you ever tried to figure that out? It's Benita here. There are some people who sell theirs within days. That's awesome. But it's all too common for it to take months and months and months. For the people that seem to have a for sale sign in their yard forever, chances are they hired the wrong real estate agent. You need to work with my buddy, the good neighbor agent, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. Matt and Sarah hired John. And this time, after struggling with another real estate agent, they didn't have time to sit around and wait. John's marketing system reaches thousands of potential buyers. They got the cash offer they wanted. You can too. Contact John for full details. 952-222-9000. Online, johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Financial literacy. It's amazing they don't teach it in school. Listen to the Investing with Confidence show every Sunday at 11 p.m. and join us for a free investing class by texting the word investing to the number 210-210. Take action today and make a change for tomorrow. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 today.
Your news when you want, how you want. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump says he's temporarily seizing the police department in the nation's capital and deploying 800 National Guard troops.
I'll be making the appropriate notifications to Congress and
to the mayor.
CBS's Matt Piper has the mayor's reaction.
I think I speak for all Americans. We don't believe it's legal to use the American military against American citizens on American soil.
Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says President Trump's notion that crime is up in D.C. is not true.
This year, crime isn't just down from 2023, it's also down from 2019, before the pandemic. And we're at a 30-year violent crime low.
Matt Piper, CBS News.
Trump was asked today about his talks on Friday in Alaska with Russian President Putin. He said he wants to see what Putin has in mind, and if it's a fair deal, he'll pass it along to the Ukrainian president.
But it's very complex because you have lines that are very uneven, and there'll be some swapping, there'll be some changes in land, and the word that they will use is, they make changes. We're going to change the lines, the battle lines.
3 people were killed today in a shooting in a Target parking lot in Austin, Texas. Reporter Chris Hoffman has the latest on an explosion at a steel plant southwest of Pittsburgh.
They are still searching for one person. We do know one person was killed in this blast. It happened about just a little bit before 11 this morning. Now, the exact cause, that's still under investigation by the Allegheny County Fire Marshal. It's still a search and rescue effort to find at least one unaccounted for person. There were 2 originally, one found here in the last hour.
Redistricting plans in Texas are still on hold. Chris Fox reports the Democrats are still a no-show.
There being 96 members present, a quorum is not present.
4 members short. State House Speaker Dustin Burrows says they've deputized and dispatched dozens of law enforcement officers
outside members' homes, conducting surveillance, knocking on doors, calling their phones multiple times a day.
The Republicans have also set up a tip line. Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
A new feature on Instagram is drawing some criticism. It's called Instagram Maps, and Kelly O'Grady's had a look.
It allows users to opt in to sharing their real-time or what's called the last live location. So similar to Snapchat Snap Map, the content is visible in the direct messages tab. There is already a backlash, with users and data experts raising concerns this update could compromise privacy and safety.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished lower. The Dow Jones Industrials were off 200 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Minnesota's trusted voice, every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 80 degrees at 5:03. I'm Laura Oakes. A St. Paul teen is charged with criminal vehicular homicide in a February high-speed crash that killed an 11-year-old girl. Investigators say 18-year-old Connor Michael Iverson was on his phone when he sped through a stop sign and struck an SUV near Independence, killing Liliana Loisano of Maple Plain. She was in the back seat of her parents' SUV on her way to school. Court records show it's Iverson's 3rd alleged criminal offense in recent months. He's in jail awaiting a September 8th court appearance. The DNR are trying to refill a popular East Metro lake that recently dried up after a mechanical failure.
Lake Alice is a man-made body of water at William O'Brien State Park.
There is an earthen dike that holds water in the lake.
DNR spokesperson Sarah Burhouse says the lake became too full after recent rains, so they basically were trying to manually drain some of it when a valve in the control system got stuck open, impacting
water recreation, obviously, and has caused a fish kill.
She says obviously the beach at Lake Alice is closed and it could be weeks before the valve is fixed and the lake is refilled.
The lake is stream fed, so the stream will continue to fill the lake in again, but it will take some time for that to happen.
Susie Jones, News Talk 830 WCCO.
A 12-year-old St. Paul boy is in critical condition after accidentally shooting himself. Police say it happened early this morning at a home on Congress Street West on the city's west side. The investigation is ongoing. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension reporting the number of no-knock warrants warrants requested by police departments was down considerably last year, a 78% drop compared to 2023. And it's all hands on deck for Operation Secure St. Paul, as nearly 4,000 city workers are getting their devices and passwords reset after last month's cyber attack, the city confirming that attack on its internal systems was ransomware. The largest shopping mall in North America is celebrating a big birthday with an eye to the future.
There have been several changes at the Mall of America over the course of 33 years.
If you were here in the days when the mall first opened, we had tons of carpeting and dark colors and brass, and it was a dark feeling, which was 90s. And now it's so live and fresh, and we have so many acts that come to the Rotunda.
And there's more change on the horizon, according to Dan Jasper, who's been with the mall for 20 years and is the mall's official storyteller.
Our next new attraction will be a giant enclosed water park that'll be attached to the mall, along with a third hotel attached to the mall, additional parking, and then we're looking even further beyond that as well. So the plans never stop. We're going to continue to grow and evolve.
At the Mall of America, Mark Fry, News Talk 830 WCCO.
The Minnesota Twins announcing outfielder Byron Buxton is rejoining the roster in New York tonight after 10 days on the injured list with rib cage inflammation. And a big honor for a 23-year-old rookie, Luke Keeschall, is named the American League Player of the Week after his 2-run homer yesterday that helped the Twins beat the Royals in 11 innings. WCCO News Times, 5:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by American Cancer Society. Crash working south 169 near 394. Moved out of the left lane off to the right shoulder. Traffic is slow through the area as you head down to Minnetonka Boulevard. Highway 212, both directions jammed up between Highway 5 and 494. Over on the east side of the metro, 694 northbound is slowing 94 up to 15th Street. American Cancer Society is making strides against breast cancer by walking in celebration of courage and hope. Are you ready to join the largest, most impactful breast cancer movement in the country? Join today by signing up at makingstrideswalk.org. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Choose Herbert and Gerbert's when you want fresh ingredients for a perfect sandwich like the Italian Flash or the Turkey Avocado Norma. Funky names are full of flavor. And don't forget our hearty soups and chili. Stop by or order ahead online. HerbertandGerberts.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Herbert and Gerbert's. Fresh ingredients on sandwiches always. And don't forget the soup. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Like the song from the Cranberries, that smoke will linger overnight tonight. In fact, the air quality alert continues till 9 a.m. tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, a few isolated showers possible. 68 the overnight low. More sunshine tomorrow with a high near 82. Should match that on Wednesday with a partly cloudy sky. It does get humid Thursday into the weekend, and we do have chances of rain Friday into the weekend.
Mostly cloudy right now, 80 degrees at News Talk 830 WCCO.
When you call News Talk 830 WCCO, you're not just another voice. You're part of the conversation. Your take, your platform. Come on, pick up the phone, take the mic, call in, speak out, be heard. Where Minnesota comes to talk. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRUSH. Once again, here's Jason DeRUSH.
So how old is the Mall of America? 92? Or it's 30. I don't know, it's like an insignificant birthday, right? I mean, every birthday counts. I guess. It came to my attention this weekend that I apparently frequently mention that I'm 50.
Really?
33 years old. It's 33 years old.
Good for them.
I like the Mall of America. 33 years old. You know, I like malls. I like to shop. Kind of weird, I guess. You know what else I like? The DeRUSH Hour news headlines. Let's do the lead.
The headlines you might have missed. without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DeRUSH Hour headlines, starting with the lead.
All right, the lead story all around the country is about President Donald Trump putting the D.C. Police Department under federal control, calling in the National Guard to fight crime and to look tough. You want to hear my thoughts about that? It's in the podcast, so make sure you check for that podcast. Pretty good segment. Lots of good calls on this. Another story we've been closely watching here in Minnesota has been the speed cameras. The legislature allowed communities. Minneapolis is going to have 4 of these. I think Mendota's going to have a couple of these, like red light cameras, speed cameras. Mendota Heights activated their camera on April 1st. It's up and running. And to get a sense as to how it's going, we reach out to Mendota Heights Police Chief Kelly McCarthy, who joins us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline with a look at how is it going, Chief?
The data is so preliminary that we can't make sweeping generalizations, but I can say that prior to the notices going out, we had quite a few vehicles traveling 50 and 60 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. And this weekend, the high speed was 44. So I was pleased with that.
Yeah, a little better. Tell us how it's set up. How did you decide which part of Mendota Heights to put this camera at?
Sure. So the legislation is really clear. It has some parameters of where cameras can and cannot be located. And the first requirement is that it's within 2,000 feet of a school. So we looked at where we've received complaints and where taxpayers in Mendota Heights have spent significant investments in improving the road and trying to make the road safer. We also looked at traffic volumes because this is a pilot program and this is our first attempt. We didn't want a road that had a ton of vehicles on it simply because we didn't know what we were getting into.
Sure.
And Murray Avenue just fit.
Well, you think, and as we talk with Police Chief Kelly McCarthy from Mendota Heights, you think about in a 30, people going 50, 55. I mean, that is first of all, crazy. Like, that is crazy. And very, very dangerous, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, speed is a contributing factor in a lot of accidents throughout the state. And I think collectively, as we went through COVID and traffic volumes and enforcement dropped, I think we all kind of got used to traveling faster than the posted limit as a group. So we're just trying to bring that average back down.
Do you think just the fact that there's signage that says like speed camera here, you know, I just wonder like that may be enough to get a significant number of people to slow it down.
It's not doing as much as I hoped. We just have one sign out that says photo enforced. I probably, when we go into so per the legislation, so even if people speed through 10 times, you can still only give them a warning. And so I'm thinking about talking to the state, checking out the parameters, and doing more signage, because I talked to one person today who received one of the warnings in the mail, and I said, you know, there was a sign as you approached.
Right.
And she said, oh, I didn't see it.
Huh.
So
interesting.
Figure out a way to make that more obvious. But again, we have, you know, got this out on every way we can. We've contacted GPS companies to get it listed on people's GPS so it will alert you. We're really just trying to slow people down.
Yeah, I think people are suspicious, right? They think this is some sort of money grab.
Well, I think I understand why people have the knee-jerk reaction they do. You know, we tried it a few years ago and it didn't go so great. We, the collective we of the state, but we took the lessons we learned and formed this program. And so, of course, we're going to hear it's a money grab, but when you consider you would get at least one warning, then you might, and you have to be 10 miles an hour over the limit, then you might get a citation if you come through again. And even if you get that citation, you have the opportunity to attend a half-hour online class in lieu of paying the fee. And then if you do it again, the fee is $40.
Yeah.
And so
if it's a money grab, you guys kind of stink at doing it. It's kind of a low.
We're not doing.
I could give you some advice on a better way to grab money from people. I don't think this is it.
Yeah, I'm not. It's never been my forte, which is why I'm public service. But, yeah, I feel that the fact that we're getting it out there, we're telling everybody, You do have the opportunity for diversion. You get at least one warning. I think it's going to be hard to say this is purely a money grab.
Well, I hope it works. I hope people slow down, and I appreciate you spending a little time to talk to us today. Chief Kelly McCarthy from Mendota Heights. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you, sir.
And they do have like real-time data. So I was looking at the real-time data from this traffic camera, and they've got 42% of the cars that have gone through this intersection are violations. So it's not working. It's not slowing people down.
Not yet, anyway.
Now, you only get a warning at 10 miles over.
But that's, I mean,
all you get is a warning right now.
You got to go 10 miles
This
over
month.
to even click the violation.
To even click the violation, you have to go 10 over. Crazy. Just crazy. People drive like lunatics. Next up, record auto insurance rate increases in Minnesota in 2024. This year, the prognosis is for a relatively mild increase, but there's a lot of questions about what is going to happen with auto insurance rates. Minnesota and the rest of the country has seen rates go up as the cost of cars have gone up, as the cost of repairs, the fact that anything seems to require a computer programmer to get into your car. So insurance rates have been going up and up and up. They've dipped a bit as competition has forced insurers to fight against each other for your business. But there is a big question looming. In Minnesota, the state does regulate the insurance industry, and Julia Dreyer, the deputy commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Commerce, is with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline because the question, Julia, is about tariffs, because tariffs are going to cause car repairs and auto parts to get more expensive. What are you guys hearing from the automakers as far, or from the auto insurers as far as what they're going to do?
Yeah, in terms of tariffs, and we don't know yet exactly how it's all going to play out. I mean, conceivably, if it costs more to buy a car, if it costs more to fix a car, that's going to trickle down into people's insurance costs as well, because if it costs more money for your insurance company to pay those claims to fix your car, it's going to cost more for you to get your insurance.
I guess, what advice do you have as far as, from a consumer standpoint? What do you recommend that the average driver does in this situation? Are there steps you can take to try to, reduce your cost?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of things. I think the first thing is that you should make sure you're reviewing your insurance policy and make sure it's covering what you expect and need it to cover. So that's always the first thing we recommend that people do. The second is, and people should shop around and should compare prices. They can work with an agent or broker. They can go online, but they should make sure that they're getting the best deal for what they need. So those are always the two things I'd recommend that people would do.
Yeah. I'm always so many of us have the same insurance agent that like our parents had, and so it's, you don't shop around and you don't know if you're getting the best deal possible anyway. We all know that the cost of everything is going up. It's no fun. Nobody likes to pay that
Correct.
Insurance bill, Julia.
I don't either. I also don't like paying out increases in my auto rates. But,
Right.
it's more expensive for the companies too. So we're all paying part of that.
Julia Dreyer, Deputy Commissioner of Insurance. We appreciate the time. Thanks, Julia.
Thank you.
One more topic that we're keeping our eye on in the lead, and that is in the city of St. Paul, where we are now learning a little bit more about that ransomware attack. Not a ton of answers, but St. Paul is confirming that somebody was trying to extort them for money. That is why the city had all of their computer systems shut down for 2 weeks now. They demanded a ransom. St. Paul says they didn't pay it, but they have paid a price, right? 2 weeks of being offline. And now every city employee in St. Paul has to come to the basement of Roy Wilkins Auditorium in the River Center to basically get their equipment scanned, change their passwords, and then they'll start reactivating it. It's going to be a slow rollout. It is, it has been impressive, I think, but the fact that 3,500 city employees are going to bring their equipment in, you got to believe it's more complicated because the city of St. Paul, like a lot of our governmental units, have been having their office workers working largely remotely. So everybody's got computers at home. Everybody's got equipment all over the place. You come in for 30 minutes and go reset. I mean, essentially, the city of St. Paul is unplugging all of the system and then slowly plugging it back in. Very, very strange. We don't know anything from law enforcement as far as who did it. Did they get caught? Has there been any arrests made? We know the FBI, the National Guard, and state experts have been working together, but because it's under investigation, so far they're saying it doesn't look like any data was taken. That is the DeRUSH Hour News headlines. Page 2 is coming your way in just a minute. We'll talk about the hidden wall holding up St. Anthony Falls, the Mississippi River's only waterfall. Plus, Eden Prairie has come up with a name for their own THC gummy. What they pick, we'll tell you in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Summer is a great time to join Livia Weight Control Centers. It's Jason for my friends at Livia. You could lose up to 10 pounds or more in your first 2 weeks. That's the success that I had when I joined Livia 3 years ago in the summer. I want you to feel your best this summer. And Livia is Minnesota and Wisconsin's #1 most trusted weight loss program. It's been the gold standard for more than 15 years. GLP-1 medications, yes. Award-winning nutrition, of course. Or both. Nobody gets better results. Right now, premium care more affordable than ever. Meds starting at $149 a month, 50% off nutrition when you join now. They'll do it in person. They'll do it with telehealth. They just want to help you achieve your goals. I lost 45 pounds thanks to the team at Livia Weight Control Center. I've kept all that weight off. You can do it. You can do it. Livia can help. Summer deals are not going to last. 50% off nutrition when you join now. Let's go. Livia.com or 855-GO-LIVIA today.
You know that feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? Well, worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on the stove, top, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food and connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
New month, new flavors. Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. I'm talking about those Sleep Night gummies. I know you love them, and they even have a new and improved Sleep Night gummy. But here's a twist. They got some new flavors. So, better sleep and some yummy new flavors. Great grape, green apple snooze, and mellow mango in the nighttime blend. And of course, everybody loves the peaceful pineapple. That still exists in those Sleep Night gummies. Better sleep is the way to a better you. Mini Leaf can make that happen. I give these out to friends all the time. I recommend them for anybody who's having sleep troubles. You guys know they help me get off my Ambien, really. These gummies helped me get off a pharmaceutical. I hope they will do wonders for you. Here's how you get them. Minileaf.com. MINNELEAF.com.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Jason DeRUSH.
I can ignore your kid crying on a plane the same way I ignored my kids crying. It is not that difficult. And if my kids are listening, they're like, yeah.
Oh, come on. Your kids don't listen.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeRUSH, our news headlines, page 2, as we take you up to Twins pregame. Twins and the Yankees starting at 5:30. There is a hidden wall holding up St. Anthony Falls, the biggest and the only waterfall on the Mississippi River. But right now, no one really knows who owns it. It's the opposite of that, Dan. No one wants.
That's the irony of using that sound.
Yeah. Wonderful Susan Dew story in the Minnesota Star Tribune. So it's a 150-year-old wall. It has literally kept St. Anthony Falls from disintegrating. If it were to fail, the flood that would occur would be disastrous. So the state spent some money to do a study of the condition of the wall and all of that. And the Army Corps of Engineers released a study this summer for the Upper St. Anthony Lock and Dam. And basically, nobody wants the lock. So the feds have been trying to unload it because the lock closed to barge traffic about a decade ago. They were trying to stop the spread of invasive carp. No one, shockingly, has stepped up and said, yeah, I'd love to take responsibility for a lock and dam. But right now, Minnesota environmental organizations at the DNR are sort of freaking out about this line in the study that says the channel remains the property of the state of Minnesota. Therefore, any maintenance of the cutoff wall is subject to state appropriations. They were like, what? Just because the Army Corps built this thing in state waters mean it belongs to the state? They built this between 1874 and 1876. So they're like, where's the proof? How do we know who's going to be? It is significant because the result of this study is going to be money that's going to need to be spent to fix this up. And so who needs to fix it? The Army Corps, the state? We'll see. Some good news from the Metro Transit Police Force in St. Paul. Yes, St. Paul Pioneer Press reporting that they've had success near University and Snelling Avenues in St. Paul. Lots of concern about, public transit and the LRT line and the bus lines and people who are struggling with drug abuse and homelessness and whatever. So Metro Transit teamed up with a bunch of different departments with the Safe and Strong initiative. So Metro Transit, Homeless Action Team, local police all came together. And so far, 13% decrease in serious crimes, decrease in service calls. Lots of good stuff happening there. City of Eden Prairie has its own municipal liquor store, and its municipal liquor store had a contest to name the official Eden Prairie THC edible. And the name is Little Berry on the Prairie. Bring me the news with the winner, the Name That Gummy contest. Are we okay with this, with our municipal gummy? It's very strange. In July, the city asked for assistance. I mean, you go to the City of Eden Prairie website and you click on the news and infos, and they have this image that I'm streaming on our YouTube and our X account. Name that gummy. Congrats to our winner. Way to go, Kristen Kelly. You know what Kristen gets? She gets a lifetime supply of THC gummies. No, I'm just kidding. She gets one bag, which is still weird. The other contenders were Eden Berries and Prairie Dreamin'. I think they picked the right one. Little Berry on the Prairie is pretty good. 5 milligrams of THC. Here come the Twins.
The following is a presentation of Odyssey Sports, presented by Indeed.